we are going to make a duotone, a traditional duotone, using Photoshop. So first off, you can see I've got my image already opened. It's black and white, but the reality is this is an RGB image. So to make a duotone, we first need to take it to grayscale and then into the duotone options. So we're going to come up here to the menu and go to Mode. Notice there's that RGB. We're going to take it to grayscale first. And it's asking us if we want to discard the color information. Yes. Now, I'm going to go back up to Mode, and I'm going to choose Duotone. And by default, since I haven't opened this before, it comes up as a monotone, one color. So if we click where it says Type, we can choose monotone, duotone, tritone, or quadtone. So duotone is 2 colors, tri is 3, quad is 4. We are going to choose 2. By default, you have black and white. So let's leave black as the ink one for all of these, and let's click on the white and see what happens. Well, what happens is the color picker comes up. And from the color picker, I can click in here and choose a color. And it changes my image where I click around on here. I can make it blue, all sorts of great things. So I'm going to leave it at that. Notice here it has a color, hex color. So we're going to copy that, Command C, because we're going to need to give that color a name in the Duotone Options dialog box. So we're going to hit OK. We're going to come up here and we're going to put that in. And then we'll hit OK one more time. And then there is my first duotone. It was that simple. But we need to save it. So we're going to do a Shift Command S to save. I'm going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to create a new folder called Duotone. I'm going to create that. And instead of calling it Idaho iPhone, we're going to call it Duotone 1.psd. And hit save. So our first one is done. It was that simple. Well, here's the fun part. Now that we're actually in the Duotone workspace, we can come back up here to image mode again and just click on Duotone again. We don't need to go through those first few steps. And I can come in here and I can pick a different color. Oh, what didn't I do, you guys? I didn't grab this number down here. So let's grab that because we want to give it a proper name over here. So we know what that color is if we ever want to recreate this, and say OK. Shift Command S. This one is Duotone 2.psd. Save. Guess what? We're doing it again. Image, mode, Duotone. Well, now, if I want, I can play with this curve here. So if I click on this, a little Duotone curve pops up. And I can alter it by dragging up. It makes it darker. And if I want to get rid of the point, you just drag it off. By dragging down, it gets lighter. So I can make adjustments. If I do something like this, I'm creating an S curve, which adds contrast. Pull those points off again. And if I pull down and then up, it creates a reverse S curve, which reduces contrast. Now, down the road, we're going to get into curves a lot more, but just have some fun and play. You don't have to worry too much about it. You're just going for a look that you like. And I like that one, so I'm going to hit OK. And you can see now that this curve looks a little different than the straight line. I'm going to hit OK. Shift Command S. This one is number 3. And guess what? I'm doing it again. Back to image, mode, duotone. Well, I don't want that curve anymore, so I got to click on it and I got to drag those points off. And we'll hit OK. Now, up here where it says presets, we have even more options. We have all of these that people have created for us. So we can click on them. That's a pretty cool one. Let's see what this one does. Oh, I think I like that one better. So we're going to hit OK. Shift Command S. I think you're getting the idea. What I really want you to be doing is looking at the dialog box and playing, seeing what things do. Come back here to custom. Let's see what happens when I do yellow. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, Shift Command S. 5. One more time. Now notice it has a name in here just called yellow. That's fine, black and yellow. So you don't have to grab those numbers, but you need to name it with something. I like the idea of grabbing the numbers when we're picking the colors on our own because we can recreate it later. Okay, so we got those, so that's pretty fun. What else do we have? If you had some presets, you could load those. We don't have any of those. Let's go back here, pull points off, because we're going to go back to where we started. Okay, pull those points off. Okay. Now, one other thing, or a couple of other things I'm going to show you. So we click on here and we have the color picker, but you can go to color libraries and you can pick from all of these standard colors. These already have a number too, so you don't have to guess what it is. Let's pick something like, I'm going to pick something totally differently than what we've been doing. That looks good. We're going to hit OK. And one more time. OK. Shift Command S. This one is number 6. We're going to go back and do it again. And notice it has the Pantone number here. Back to the color picker. And we can just hop back over to here or back to libraries. Okay, so you can go either way. Up here in the book, there are all of these different Pantone books, HKS books. So these are known colors throughout the design world. So if you tell this color to a designer, he's going to be able to look it up and know exactly what color you are talking about. Shift Command S. So keep playing until you get 10 of these. I'm already up to 7. Have fun.